Okay, you may have heard that Al-Jazeera America is going off the air. I don't even know how many of the public knew that Al-Jazeera America was broadcasting on U.S. cable channels. I barely knew. And it's strange because I would have been, or should have been, a targeted customer. And I just want to talk about why I think the network failed. Now, I have been a long time viewer of Al Jazeera English on the internet. And I can't tell you how many years it's been that I've viewed their programming that they uploaded to the internet, because for a long time, Al Jazeera was blocked on U.S. Cable channels and networks. It was a political thing. People did not, or was biased against an Arab-controlled network. So they wouldn't allow it on U.S. Airways. At some point, Al Jazeera purchased Al Gore's old television network, Current, which I also used to watch, and they transformed the Current operation to Al Jazeera America. I remember hearing about that when it happened, when the purchase happened and Current went off the air, but I kind of lost focus and lost hold of the story after that happened. And I only discovered Al Jazeera America when flipping channels one day. I don't watch a huge amount of TV, but when I do and when I'm channel surfing, at some point, I don't even remember when this was, probably within the last year, I stumbled across it and I watched probably no more than an hour of programming in that time on like two separate occasions. I tried to watch Al Jazeera America. But going back to Al Jazeera English, for many years I was a viewer of their YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel was great. So even though you couldn't see the actual network in the United States, they had a huge number of uploads onto their YouTube channel. And they would upload documentaries, and they would also upload news segments. They would upload anywhere from 5 to 10 news segments a day. So I was always going there every day. And it was one of my main sources of news. One of the things that was really good about Al Jazeera English is that their news stories, you would see news on Asia and Africa. Anything from important events to just simple stories that you would not see in any U.S. network. You wouldn't see it on ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox. None of those networks would show these type of stories. So it really drew me in. And I was a constant viewer, and the comments were very active. Some pro, some against the story, or just Al Jazeera, or just in general, a lot of different agendas on those comment sections. I didn't really view the comments that much, just occasionally here and there. But at some point, and again, this is also hazy, probably the last 2 years, possibly 3 years, Al Jazeera English, most of their news segments are blocked for U.S. viewers. If you're on YouTube in the U.S. and you try to click on an Al Jazeera English news story, the vast majority of the time it's going to give you a message saying that this is not available in your region. So they built up this great active number of users, and when you look at the views on the videos, I think a lot of the views that they were receiving were from U.S. people in the United States, because now when you look at the views, even though I can't access the video, sometimes you can still see the views. The views are very small, 1,000 or less, when it used to be several thousand back when U.S. customers had full access to the videos. There are probably ways around it with VPNs and all this other type of stuff, but you can't simply just watch the video from your YouTube account just using your US ISP. It just will not allow you to see it. There's certain documentaries, and occasionally a news segment flips through the gap. I don't know if it's a manual process they have to do to flag each individual video to block it from US customers. But it's really tiresome. You can still see the video. You can still see the non-video content, like on their website, the actual text stories or print stories, you can read those, but the video you're largely blocked from. So this is the environment that Al Jazeera America came into play, and they could have rectified it. The Al Jazeera America has a YouTube channel, but it doesn't have a lot of uploads. It's my YouTube channel probably has more uploads than they do. So it's not a lot of activity. Their subscriptions and viewership on most of their videos are very low, so a lot of people don't even know about their channel. So they're not really engaging the YouTube audience. And these are the people that they would need to engage in order to get to watch their network on television. When I tried to watch, and again, I didn't do it that often, it didn't have the same feel of Al Jazeera English. It seemed that they were using the style that you would see on CNN, where you have a lot of punditry and a lot of personality-driven segments, where you have some type of talking head person it's a program, it's his program, and he's introducing segments and guests, and you get a lot of personal opinion from that particular person, which I don't particularly like, and that's probably one of the reasons I don't watch CNN or Fox that much, because it's a overabundance of these pundits. And I think Al Jazeera, because I guess that's the American style for Al Jazeera America, was kind of pushing that same line. So it wasn't something you could casually just turn on to and watch news clips and news stories and documentaries. You would have to be really tuned in and be conscious of the schedule. You couldn't just turn it on and expect to see something of interest. So that was something that just didn't work for me on the few times that I attempted. And then you just forgot most of the time because it just didn't have a huge profile. I think if they really had a more active YouTube presence, if their YouTube presence was active as Al Jazeera English for Americans 3, 4, 5 years ago, if they had that same level of activity, I think they could have broken through and at the very least engaged that YouTube audience, which some of that would have bled over into their network, the television network, and it could have kept it going for another, I don't know, year or two, or built up enough audience that made them somewhat relevant. So I just think that was their main missteps, ignoring the YouTube presence and not engaging that YouTube audience, or just online audience in general.